documents in a Word file.
Yes.
It works, that makes it very simple once that he's put everything in.
Yeah, he can repaginate, yep.
It automatically can be paginated to be correct.
I'm sorry. That automatically breaks all your cross references, right? We have places in here that say,
Yeah.
hello, page 7, right? We need to not use the automatic pagination, because then as soon as something flows from page 7 now to now it's on page 8, we're asking them to fill out the wrong page.
No, because George will go back and correct that, to make sure that the that when it paginates, the correct numbers are.
Mr. Chairman, everything Rob did and George did with the meat of this and all the new appendices and the pages look to be in order. Could I move to get all this stuff in order in the document, with all the punctuation corrected and the things we talked about, and come back next time, accept it if we want to accept it, and then move again to change the numbering to clarify the whole entire document.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor.
I'll second that.
There's a second. Any further discussion?
Just a clarification, is your motion to include the changes that we've talked about tonight in that?
The short version is everything here looks to be in order and good work. So now the motion is to put all this stuff back in order as we just discussed up into Appendix B, and then come back next week, look it over next time and look it over again, and then vote to accept it. And after it's accepted, vote to renumber it and clarify the entire document.
Or improve it again.
Or decide one, you know, we leave it open for.
Okay, but so you are including, Clifton has suggested some changes in several of the appendices, and I'd suggested, I believe, moving the abutter form and moving Appendix S in. So you're including all, you're asking for a new draft. Accept those changes and
couldn't have said it better.
Create a new draft.
Create a new draft and come back next month. And
I'll second that, or it's already been seconded?
Yeah, you're in the discussion portion of this right now.
I like that idea. I think that's the next logical step, is that, and then George will just need to make sure that he gets it out to us a week or 10 days ahead of time, or whatever, and so that
Have you got all this down?
Yes, I do.
Steve, you're right. Write the book and then do the index.
Yep. Has anybody else got anything, comments on any of this?
That's what I've been doing all these years. Started at the index.
Okay, then let's vote on the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion passes.
Next.
Now,
George, thank you for all the work you've been doing on this.
yes.
And thank you for deciding, agreeing to do another draft of it with a smile. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, you've done a lot of work on it yourself. I have not had time. I've been swamped at night, and I just haven't had time.
Work, we'll make sure it's right.
Oh, well. Let's go back to the agenda. Okay. Okay, do we want to get into, yeah, we guess we will, permits, clarification, or different types of applications? We all took a handout on it home. Has anybody looked at it and done anything with it?
Handout?
Remember the 2 pages? Site plan review checklist. Cliff, you didn't get one because you were somewhere else. Subdivision plot requirement checklist and site plan review checklist. We're going to look at them and try to consolidate them into a document that was applicable to that particular application. In other words, we had a lot of overlap with Moose Mountain. When they did it, they were subdivision, they were filling out everything for everything. And a lot of the stuff wasn't pertinent to what they were doing. Like, they were asking for houses across the street to, I have to look, vicinity map of the, which wasn't, many of these things weren't necessary. I chaired it, and I still don't remember all of the things that weren't necessary, but.
Yeah, that looked like a real cover your ass document.
Yeah, but it was a bit much. It really was.
Yeah.
And this needs a little bit of work. And I will say, I didn't work on it this month. I've been swamped. every night, 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, would work. So I put no time in on this. I'm gonna work on it because I cut loose on some of that. I'm gonna work on this because this was my suggestion based on the site plan review we did for Moose Mountain Recreation. So has anybody looked at this at all? Probably not. Did you?
No.
Okay. Well,
Mr. Chairman, it might be helpful. It's not, generally that's what happens when, like, hey, everyone, let's do this, right? Somebody, you know, look at this, you know, it's sometimes you get better results when a person raises their hand and says, yeah, I'll take a whack at it and bring a proposal back or email out a proposal or something, right?
I'm gonna take a whack at it this coming, I have not had the time. I've had 3 sets of plans to kick out in a month, and I just couldn't spend any time on it. I will, now I'm cleared up for a while.
All right.
So I'm gonna take both of these home and try to work something out that makes sense. And bring it back to the board and let them take a look at it. Does that sound all right with everybody?
Yeah.
All right, I will do that.
So you're going to be proposing changes to the check, eliminating some things from at least some of the checklists.
Or consolidating some with, yes, I think
Two
it's,
separate checklists so they mirror what actually is
Exactly.
being done.
Clarify the checklist.
that's,
Clarification, there you go.
yeah. We had a problem when we went through the Moose Mountain. We had 2 attorneys sitting here, and we need to avoid that if possible. So,
I missed the best part of that, huh?
well, yeah, the whole, it was a process. It was
That's what you
definitely.
get from being a neighbor.
Yeah. No, you could have come and voiced your opinion. You did, actually.
Yeah.
I remember.
Got there as soon as I could.
Okay, that kind of cleans up the old business. So I'm gonna do some work on number C for next week. Okay, there are a couple of things here. One of the things we have to do, and I want to pass that around, and we held this off, sending this to Charlotte Coleman and their resignation from the board. We have a thank you letter for them and for Tom Welton, and most everyone signed it. So those that didn't, we would like to, Rick, you didn't sign it, so why don't you guys sign this letter of thanks?
Anybody want to sign it twice?
Both of them, one for Tom and one for Booney.
Geez, Jimmy, look like how I feel.
Oh, yeah, it's the hip. Never had a knee injury.
Something happened, I can get it for you.
Oh.
George, you signed, right?
Yes, I did, thank you.
Okay.
Move around a little bit.
Count the signatures, one looks like it's one of the
Besides,
other.
everybody gets the black one.
Right, if David said, Georgia in England,
I gotta sign it too, so.
You have to get a stamp.
My thumbprint.
Chairman approved.
Chairman approved.
You could all use checks you could forge now.
It's okay, my account has no money in it.
All the trouble starts in small towns.
George, there they are. That we finished. Okay,
Thank you.
we've got a permit by notification application in. And it has been put in by Peter Lindenmeyer on Echo Bridge Road. He is from Franklin, Mass. And Catherine Armstrong from Tamworth. I haven't reviewed this yet, so we're gonna go through it right now. We need, I'm presuming this is for something in Brookfield. Do you know what PBNs are? Anybody here? A permit by notification is an application to the state of New Hampshire, not the town. The state of New Hampshire allows a quick draw permitting process for certain types of things that don't require engineering, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like if you're gonna replace a culvert on your driveway or culvert in the interior of your property, put a dock in the water, replenish a beach, sand, that kind of stuff. Then the applicant sends in a bunch of pictures to the reviewer in the state, and the state either gives them the Dominus Vobiscum or not. But the requirement is that it comes through both the planning board and the Conservation Commission in the town, and we sign it as approved. But we have to review it first so that we know what's on the document and what's being done in the town. So that's what this is. It's a permit by notification. We're not responsible for the list of abutters or checking any of that. That's all done by the state of New Hampshire. And Virginia signed it. We have to, and Tom signed it from the Conservation Commission.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
if we need to review this, would it make sense for us to have copies we can look at?
Well, I'm gonna pass this around because it's not very much of a review. The state is the one that reviews it. Basically, we have to make sure that this is not in violation of any of our zoning ordinances. That's basically what we're after. And this is, for Kingswood Lake, they're putting in a seasonal hinge dock, which obviously doesn't violate any of our zoning regulations because we don't have any zoning regulations that govern how seasonal hinge docks are installed. Other than we have to go, who's going to dig it up if there is one? Huh? No, we don't.
No, I don't think we do.
Huh?
I don't think.
No, we don't. So anyway, the point is, we haven't got any regulations, so I'm gonna pass this around, thumb through it, that I've looked it over that way, and it is appropriately filled out and sent to the state. I must have applied for 20 of them in building it over the years, and 10 of them, anyway.
Is the abutment in place? The abutment that's going to tax that thing to the shore?
Yeah, no,
It's already in place.
sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Whatever, the state's the ones that has to approve. We don't have any say environmentally. But if it's in violation of zoning, like if we were to have an ordinance in the town that says that's not allowed in Brookfield,
Right.
then the state would not allow them to do it because the town's preventing the action.
Okay.
We should draft an ordinance that prohibits docks on our list.
Unless they give the whole town
So the,
access to
yeah,
it.
the only reason we're looking at it,
Just saying.
Full town access to the dock.
Well, just
It's
the
gonna be
list.
big enough to accommodate the Brookfield Navy.
we got the only good piece of land down there is on Medium Road at Swamp. Town beach would be nice.
Can we just fill that thing
Cross the
with,
sand, load it, fill it up.
pull some rocks out of there and throw some sand in and then
Permit by notification.
Huh?
Just do it after dark.
La, 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 la.
On a Sunday?
Can't get, well, it just seems like it's something really easy to do. Just clean it out and sand it.
And for years, the
Got my sand
the
chair all ready to
accepted
go.
procedure was, you go ahead and do what you want. Then if somebody catches you, all you do is apologize for it, say, I won't do it again, and then everybody's happy.
We're not even a $20,000 fine.
Who's gonna catch us?
Easier to
Yeah.
apologize and ask permission.
Definitely. Just do what you want. That was the accepted procedure.
Unfortunately, like DES is watching from above.
Yeah.
Was it you, Gary? Wasn't you just saying that DES was telling you, asking you what you were doing on the back of your property, and they could tell something had changed because the picture, the aerial photos changed?
Oh yeah, there was a pond.
No, there's not.
No, there is a pond. There's an extra one.
So,
It's extra in the spring and it's not there in the fall.
so did you
Because
say that
it
was
dries
town
up.
property down there?
It's
or
only a couple of
DES
feet,
property?
it's a couple of feet deep in the spring, and then in the fall, it's a hole in the ground, depending on the year.
Seasonably wet.
Yeah.
sure it's an international satellite that's taking this picture.
Well, they do the area, they do all the aerial photography, though. They do it consistently around the state.
Have you gone on,
Looking for irregular corn patches.
and,
Looking for irregular corn patches.
Yeah, they do
you
that.
could zoom right down onto a 5-acre lot and pick out individual buildings on it.
No, if
You
you
can
just
do
go
that
to
from Google.
Yeah, Google
Yeah.
Maps, I mean,
Right.
almost see my sheep in the field.
Google Chrome.
I was actually happy when Google updated their satellite images because I could actually see where I'd cleared the land and could actually start to measure how much space I'd actually cleared and stuff like that.
I
So
have the same thing. The other one was forest, this one is.
I haven't Googled me since I've cleared it. I wonder if they've changed it.
they did a couple months ago, I think.
Oh,
At least I noticed a couple months ago.
You can see who was at your house that day.
Yeah, I can see where my tractor was parked. I can see how far my logs, where the sawdust was next to my logs. That's big enough and bright enough to stand out.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Who was sunbathing in the back?
you can't do that.
How many chickens are running around the yard?
It's not enough resolution to catch the chickens, I don't think. But
Well, Wakefield could put that to use, huh, Steve? I mean, they have a no chicken ordinance, is that what you said there?
That's it.
Wakefield has a no chicken
No
ordinance?
rooster.
No chickens.
No chickens?
Not Brookfield.
Really? Unless you're agricultural. No.
But I don't believe they have an agricultural area.
George, we don't have any other new business, right? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, East Wakefield.
Nope.
I
That's
remember
it.
sitting in
That wraps
Sarah's spa, looking out the window, and there were chickens walking down the road right there.
Illegal chickens?
Yeah. From Bob Smith's hardware store.
Well, you didn't just give it.
Chickens.
Ed, can I make copies of
You
this?
can have it.
Oh, good, thanks. You gotta clean it, fold it out.
Well, I can't find anything that says they can't have a dock.
Nope,
we can change that.
not until town meeting time. They've got a year to put that in.
I'm happy to have them have a dock, but I think that it'd be nice if the rest of us had access to the town's lake. So that's all I'm saying.
Town could have bought, what's his name's property? He used to chair this board. Why am I getting an old man moment here? Murray, Ron Murray.
That would have been a nice piece of property for,
Town Beach would have been beautiful.
I don't think Booney would appreciate it, no.
So,
no,
no,
she told me she'd have moved out of town.
Yeah.
Because I made the joke, if I won the lottery when it was up for sale, if I won the lottery, I was gonna buy it and donate it to the town for a town beach. And she says, you can't do that. She said, I'd have to move out of town. Well, I never won the lottery, so.
You didn't go out and buy an extra ticket?
Is
I did,
that,
but I
so
still never-
obviously that abuts her then.
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's right next door.
But that part that's the town owns, people go down there and swim now anyway. So
Where?
just down by the rocks.
oh, Mead Dam,
And
yeah.
Actually, it's state-owned.
Yeah.
stay-
The only problem with
State-owned.
that area is.
There's actually 2 pieces of property on that lake that's owned by the state.
No place to park.
Yeah.
I think this is the only town in New Hampshire that doesn't have a town beach. Be it on a lake, a pond, or a river.
Got a recreational area though.
Yeah, behind the salt barn.
They talk them into putting in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Then you can dome it over and have swimming in the winter.
You could use the 10,000 for the architect's report.
We put the town beach in his little pond that he made.
Yeah.
Hello.
Do you want your maps up here?
Oh, what?
Your maps that were here?
Tonight, no.
No,
Yeah,
Nope.
keep locked up.
who cares what this bad one
Keep them safe.
You do?
Keep them safe.
Yeah, right now they're fireproof. Those are two B-labeled doors on there. They're guaranteed for 1.5 hours apiece.
Just to make sure the rest of the building's flammable enough to be gone in an hour and a half.
That's a concrete vault there, ceiling, walls, floor. I don't know if we got it hot enough in there for everything to just melt, but maybe. You're the last reviewer. Would you mind if I asked for member comments while you're doing your review?
Go ahead.
Good. Any member comments? Go ahead.
First, a question. You handed out several documents.
Yep.
Do we have any homework on this, or is this just for our information?
Just for your information.
Okay.
These are things that I prepared for the town over time that have to do with CIP.
Okay. The second question is about the books. I've still got a blue book. There's the brown books. Any update on where those are?
Ed?
She's still trying to round them up, and we should have them soon.
Cool. My third thing I wanted to mention is alternates. We are low on regular alternates, and we're low on selectmen's ex officio alternates.
I have two alternates for the selectmen. One is Rich Thacker, who thought he was resigning when he resigned his position, but as a selectman, he is an actual alternate, and so is Willis. So at this point, they'll be utilized as the alternates to the board.
And I have two alternates coming in to sit.
Who's that?
People-wise,
Yeah.
the gentleman from Brookfield.
It's a secret. Okay.
Ray Sullivan, he lives up on the 109, last house on the right before you hit Wolfboro, up on the top. And I don't know about the second person yet. I'm working on him.
Okay. Cool. That's good. Alternates are good. Are you also working on CIP? Getting members for CIP? We need four members of the
I
public.
haven't really done that, no. I haven't asked about that. That slipped my mind. That's happening more and more frequently these days.
Because I think it would be helpful. I think we should try to recruit people who are on the road committee and on the Heritage Commission. Because
There's plenty of guys that want to do that. Brad Williamson's on the road committee. He might be interested.
It seems like those two committee and commission have a lot of the information we're going to need already. So, or they're going to have to at least agree to whatever we come up with. So,
Yep.
and that's it for me.
I'll talk to them, actually. I'll give them a call.
Thanks.
Where's the members of the road committee, Heritage Commission? Can I get a list from somebody?
Should be on the website.
Website, yeah, that's
On the
right.
website.
I'll do that, yeah. That's it. Any other member comments?
The only thing I can see is he's doubling his distance out into the lake. That's not an issue then, huh?
Only the state governs that. We have no say in the matter whatsoever unless we have an ordinance on the books, and we don't.
Well, once you hit the water's edge, it's state property.
Stay anyway.
Okay.
It's called a right of way. So they'll either,
There actually is no private waterways in the state of New Hampshire. There are no private ponds, lakes, or rivers or streams. They are all owned by the state of New Hampshire and are all open to all residents of the state. Just whether or not you have access to them.
Yeah,
or
the
not is another
properties that are
story.
connected to them.
The interesting thing is that water frontage is considered right of way. And legally, it's considered right of way for lot frontage for building. 250 feet. You'd add your water to it, and a long, thin lot might comply with the town requirements for right of way.
I think our requirement's class 5 road.
It depends on how it reads. I haven't looked.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So it's up to the state to decide how far they think it goes out. And
Yeah,
bought it.
they govern this thoroughly, all by themselves, the DES. Okay, we've done this, and
Yeah,
nobody has any other comments, and the meeting is now adjourned, 8 o'clock.
excellent.